This is the plaintiff, Chantel Rico Nunez. She says she and the defendant dated for over 3 years, and now that they've broken up, he won't pay her the money he owes her for a plane ticket to Jamaica and a car loan. It's a big hot mess between them now, and she feels like she's been used and abused. Her back's up against the wall. She has no other choice but to sue the guy for the $3,697.67 she is owed. This is the defendant, Luis Diaz Jr. He says they broke up because the plaintiff saw him texting a girl who's now his current girlfriend. He paid for so much during their relationship, it's absolutely laughable she's coming after him now with her bogus claims that he's with another woman. Oh, her? Ha! He's accused. Two-timing. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $500 for a shattered iPad.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated and come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Chantel Rico Nunez, you are suing your former boyfriend, Luis Diaz, for $3,697.67 in various things that throughout your relationship he was supposed to, according to you, pay you back, and you want to be paid back now that the relationship is over. You are counterclaiming against her $500 for breaking your iPad during the getting over of the relationship. What's going on?
Good morning, Your Honor. Okay, so myself and Mr. Diaz were together informally for a year, and then we dated exclusively for 2.5 years.
What is informally for a year? You dated other people?
You'd have to ask him, but it was basically me wooing him and him, as he said it, where I was dating him and he was single. So we...
I don't know. That's just a stupid choice on your part.
Yes.
You mean you were dating him and he was single, meaning he was still dating other girls, but you weren't dating other guys?
I don't know what that meant, but I wish he would have told me that initially, so I would have been doing the same thing.
I'm sorry. What are you saying? For 1 year, he was dating other people you didn't know, or you did know?
No, it was just casual.
Okay.
But I was more into him than he was into me.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And then we've been dating after that for 2.5 years almost.
Okay.
And then in November of 2010, we decided to move into an apartment together. In April of 2011, we decided to go on vacation. And so I had put the tickets to Jamaica because we were going with ourselves and another couple to Jamaica because his friend, his coworker, his parents lived in Jamaica. So we didn't have to pay for accommodations. We would stay with them.
Let me ask you a question. According to your complaint, you guys had already been having problems at this point.
Yes, they weren't major problems. We were having issues as any normal relationship has.
What were the issues?
A lack of intimacy. I was very busy. I'm doing my master's.
Had you caught him cheating on you at that point?
No, not at all. We were still good at that point.
Okay.
So April passes, May passes. Everything I thought was good. And the beginning of June, I had found an inappropriate email to one of his ex-girlfriends. So I was distraught. I was upset.
How inappropriate?
Basically throwing me under the bus, saying that when he looked at her, when he looked at me, he thought of her and that she would always be his love of his life and things like that.
Oh, God, it doesn't get more inappropriate.
So,
all right, go ahead.
So I was hurt, to say the least, because we had been talking about maybe getting engaged, having kids.
Yeah, not so much.
In the future, not anytime soon. So that happened the beginning of June.
Wait, you guys didn't break up until October.
I know.
Oh my gosh, how do you stay with somebody who you know feels that way? What did he say?
He said it was a mistake, and
it was a mistake to say it. Or it was a mistake that you caught him. How did she catch you? Like, did she have your code? What?
She had my email password.
He had given it to me, and
Lordy, look, but then so you catch him and you don't get rid of him.
So I'm at this point. I know at this point I'm thinking not logically but emotively. And
yeah, no, I'd be thinking emotionally too. That's right.
So we were fighting.
I'd be thinking pretty emotionally.
Trust me, I've gone over this and I've already kicked myself a lot over it. But,
yeah.
So we're trying to work it out. He said it was a mistake, that she had contacted him and he just wanted to make her feel bad because she's married now and whatever. And she had done him dirty, so he wanted to get back at her for whatever reason. I don't know what, throwing me under the bus.
That's a funny way to get back at her.
I don't know, throwing me under the bus.
You didn't really buy it, right? You just loved him and wanted to try.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
So a week later, I was like, you know what? Maybe it was a mistake. I'm going to, because the trust is gone now. It's wavering, our trust. I checked his old phone and I find lewd pictures from a coworker of his and a hidden conversation.
What's a hidden conversation?
It was literally said, it was hidden in the phone in the BlackBerry, hidden.
What does that mean?
So so everything's displayed, and then if you put show all, it'll pop up the things that are hidden, things that you don't want on your phone.
Oh, no cheater should have a BlackBerry then. Go on.
So she has a very nice derriere that she threw pictures of for him.
Is this the girl he's with now?
No,
Okay.
no, not yet. So I found those pictures and I was like, wow, this is really happening to me. I thought this was a mistake, whatever.
When did you find those pictures?
A week after the email. And those pictures were...
Did you stay with him after that?
But she wasn't home.
Wait, how is he going to explain that being like a mistake?
But those,
She wasn't home for 2 weeks.
Those pictures were from prior to the email. That was from May. So he had been hiding it.
Right.
So I was infuriated. I didn't go home for 2 weeks, as he said, and I was hurt. But for whatever reason,
You don't have kids together, do you? Well, what? Yeah,
Heck no.
then
Heck
like, keep going.
So after that, still, I was like, you know what? I don't understand.
Do you own a mirror? Do you own a mirror?
I do.
Do you see yourself? Why would you put yourself through this?
I loved him. I thought
I
we were
don't care.
going to get
Listen,
married.
he's cute and all, but the man hasn't been born that should be able to put you
I
through
know.
this kind of self-doubt, insecurity, and emotional turmoil. I'm just amazed that it took until October. I want to know what happened between July and October that could possibly top this.
So that's probably the second week of
So when
June.
you go to Jamaica, you pay for his plane ticket.
Yes.
Is he supposed to pay you back?
Yes,
And
that
he
was-
does not pay you back.
No.
But you go to Jamaica when?
I believe it was July 2nd to the 13th. At the end of June, I was like, listen, maybe I can use this trip I don't want to lose out on this trip. And maybe we can use this as a rekindling, a time to kind of find out why we're together, really make it work, and hopefully it'll bring us to a better point. That's why I went to
How'd that
Jamaica.
work out for you?
We had a great time. We had an awesome time.
And then you found the email in the derriere.
No, I had found the email and the derriere before.
Oh, you did?
Yes, and this is like, okay.
Oh my God. And then you paid for his plane ticket?
It was already paid for prior to that.
Okay.
The ticket was paid for in April. So by
And then,
June, I
then
was
you
like,
find stuff and then you go on the trip. All
Yes.
right, tell me about how you paid off his repossessed car, sweetheart.
These litigants dated, broke up, but before that happened, she says he owes her for a plane trip to Jamaica. And here's the thing. The plaintiff found emails the defendant sent to his ex-girlfriend saying she was the love of his life. Let's listen.
so we lived together, right? July 27th it was. We heard some commotion outside. He's got a 2003 Acura RSX, and it's souped up and everything. It's kind of like a race car. And we hear some commotion outside. We go out. It's a tow truck. The car's being repossessed.
Why was your car getting repossessed?
I was backed up on the payments.
Yeah, I know. It's a rhetorical question, really. Okay. Why did she pay your plane ticket?
Well, she has a credit card, and I didn't. I paid most of everything through cash, and I had given her the money and said,
Oh, so you say you paid for the plane ticket?
yes, I gave her. It was almost like $450 for the plane ticket. I gave her the money, and then she booked the ticket.
Okay, but then the car gets repossessed,
Yes.
and you're not supposed to pay her back for that?
Well, it was $1,200 to get the car back out. But she asked, oh, how much is left on the loan? And what was left on the loan was $2,613. So she told me that she would pay the rest, and that was going to be an early birthday and Christmas gift.
Why would she bestow $3,000 on you almost as an early birthday? Because you've been so good to her?
I mean, I've always spent so much money on her.
What money have you? Tell me about your lavish gifts to her.
She's never had jewelry until she met me. I spent $1,100 on earrings and a $1,400 necklace. And I was never, ever cheap with her at all.
Now, the next thing you're suing for is a kitchen table and the grill, which are things that you still possess because you eventually in October you break
October,
up.
yes, we do break up. I had bought. We were in an apartment together. We had no kitchen table.
You bought the
didn't-
kitchen table when, honey?
The day before the car incident. He had no way to get to work. He had no way to get to school. He did not have the money to pay the loan. It was a fact that he was supposed to pay me back. He normally.
Do you have any evidence of that? Anything? A promissory note, an email, a text, anything?
No. And then once we went
That's unfortunate.
sour.
So you're suing for the kitchen table and the grill because you say he's supposed to pay half of it, and the cell phone deductible to get your cell phone repaired. And how did the cell phone break?
We were arguing. I had left. And I come home at 3 in the morning.
What were you arguing about?
The derriere, the email, our relationship, or lack thereof, loyalty, trust, all that stuff.
And this is when, in October?
No, this is in June, before the Jamaica trip. And I come home and I find Mr. Diaz on the floor in a drunken stupor, and my apartment is ripped to shreds. My clothes are all over the floor, pictures, pots and pans, pillows. I get emotional thinking about it. And I see him on the ground, and I was trying to sneak out. I was trying to grab some stuff and leave because I didn't want to deal with it. And he ends up waking up, and it becomes a full-blown argument after that. And
Why was your place a wreck?
because he was mad that I wasn't home, that I had left for a couple weeks or 2 weeks or a week and a half. And we started going at it, and, I told
Physically?
him. Not physically, just arguing heatedly. And I told him I was going to call the cops, so he took my phone and threw it across the apartment and broke it, and that's where the deductible comes from. Then
But that happened in June. You guys didn't break up till October. What did you do to collect your $99 before then? You can't just break up and then say, "Oh, I made a bunch of mistakes. Fix them, Judge."
Okay.
They're either loans or they're gifts at the time that they happen.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on here? You guys end up breaking up in October. You break up, why?
She caught me.
What was the last straw? She caught you what?
I was texting another girl.
What other girl? That girl?
Yes, my girlfriend now.
And that's the girl you're with now?
Yes.
How's that working out for you, honey? Come on up here. What's your name?
Melissa.
Okay, and you've been together how long?
9 months since they broke up.
Okay. And let me ask you a question, Melissa. How old are you?
26.
Okay. Have you ever dated a guy who the way you started to date him was that you were the cheating?
Never.
Okay. Can I just give you a piece of advice? They don't change.
I'll take that chance.
And that's fine, just so long as you go with eyes wide open. Because every girl thinks that they're special.
Yeah.
And none of us are that special.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So if you found those emails that the ex-girlfriend, the love of his life, would you stay with the guy if you loved him?
No way. Absolutely not.
You dump him?
Yes.
Would you dump him?
Definitely.
Even if you loved him?
Yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Is it a deal breaker or could you deal with it?
Absolute deal breaker.
You're gone.
Bye.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
So she sees a text from you to her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tell me about the iPad that you're suing for.
Okay, that night when she hadn't been home for like 2 weeks, whatever. We get into that argument, the altercation, whatever, and she sees my iPad right there. She gets mad and slams my iPad, shatters it, and I have it here if you want to take a look at it.
Yeah, let me see. And what was that argument about? More of the same?
About the same thing, yeah. About what the things that I've done with her, and she just wanted to know why I did the things that I did.
Is this your handiwork?
Yes. Prior to me doing that, he threatened to smash my 42-inch plasma TV, and he also prefaced that situation with, so we were talking about, I was telling him, why did you do this? This is all the things that I work for, all the money I spent on my own.
Why did you do what?
Like, trash the apartment.
Okay.
I said, this is the thing.
Did you trash the apartment?
It wasn't really. It was just clothes all over the place. I didn't break it. I didn't break anything. It was just more out of anger because she wasn't home for 2 weeks, and also the cops.
Was there anything broken or was it just messy?
It was messy. The box springs were out of the mattress.
How were the box springs?
No, the mattress was flipped over. No box springs. Nothing was broken. The whole mattress, everything was fine. It was just everything was a mess, but nothing was broken.
And you say it was broken?
No, I'm saying everything was in disarray.
Okay. But then you broke that because you wanted to break that.
He was
you were
threatening.
Angry,
he was
right?
threatening to.
Okay, but I know, but that's not self-defense. You don't really. Are you going to argue to me that breaking the iPad was self-defense? It's anger. All right. Did you break her phone?
Yeah. Once she did that, I threw her phone.
So that happened on the same day, according to you?
Yes, because once she.
So you threw the phone. Did the police ever come?
Yes, I actually did call the cops because she put her hands on me. She smacked me that day.
And
I don't believe
what happened?
They came. The cop took me home. She's like, you know what? Just go home, stay with your parents, and I let her stay there. So just to diffuse the whole situation. And also, once we did break up, like I said, we paid half on everything. From October to January, I still continue to pay half.
Do you have any proof of paying her for the plane ticket or the kitchen table or the grill?
It was all cash. She still owns the kitchen table and the grill.
No, I know that.
Yeah, okay, and I gave everything to her in cash.
Your Honor?
Yeah.
If I may, I have a receipt book where I do.
You have a receipt book?
Mm-hmm.
Where what?
Well, it's not to say that I have a receipt book of him giving me anything.
I should say not. When, until you break up, you do not do anything to collect money. It's not until you break up that all of a sudden you want your money. Is that a fair statement?
It wasn't even we broke it up in October.
I know that. And some of this money is being expended in June and May and April. Why is it that it's not until he's stepping out with another girl that and you guys break up that you finally start to make the first effort to collect money?
Because he told me up until February that he couldn't do it right now. He would do it. I'm going to take care of it. I'm grateful that you lent me the money. I can't do it right.
Do you have any evidence of that whatsoever? A text, an email, a note, anything?
No, and then the only time, that's when we were amicable. We were fine up until February. I even have a card from him showing that our relationship was fine. Like, we were in good standing.
February?
Yeah.
I thought you guys broke up in October.
But in the interim, we were still speaking. I have no ill will towards him at all.
That's lovely, but that's not what I have to decide. I don't really have to pick up the shattered pieces of your iPads or your phones or your psyche. I have to decide whether you have enough evidence to show this stuff as a loan or whether this is just another instance of someone trying to save a relationship. And I'm sorry, but I just don't see the evidence of it. As for your shattered iPad, which you have been able to prove, I find that the destruction of her stuff, to wit, the phone and the trash in the place and everything else sort of makes up for that. And I'm not going to order her to pay you $500. I call it a wash. I wish you both good luck, especially you.
Let's see what the plaintiff has to say after coming out of here with nothing. There are tears in the eyes. What are you thinking?
I just feel very hurt that this is a situation that happened. I feel like I did something out of the kindness of my heart and I'm not being repaid. And it is a true judgment of character. And I will make sure not to find anyone like this gentleman ever again.
Why do you say you have no ill will toward him after all this? How can that be?
Because I just don't. I'm a kind person, and clearly it bit me in the behind this time. But I'm sure karma will. You come
sure
back
you don't
around.
Still have leftover feelings for him?
No, I don't like being used and taken advantage of, and that's how I feel. But I
right.
wish them nothing but the best.
Oh, good. Right this way.
Right this way.
All right. So what's going through your mind as you come out here?
Nothing. Just
Were you embarrassed by any of the stories she told about you?
No, not at all. I mean, we all make mistakes, and as long as you learn from them, there's nothing you can really do about it.
Mm-hmm. What do you have that you found so irresistible?
Maybe
I should ask you that question. What has he got that is so irresistible?
He's a great man, and I'll take the risk to be with him.
Mm-hmm. How about the way he treated her?
That has nothing to do with me. It's not my business.
Harvey?
This is pretty simple. When you act desperate in a relationship, like you're buying that person's love, the judge will almost certainly call it a gift. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.